Microbrew Gamer.
Alright, welcome to the second episode of Microbrew Gamers. In this episode, we're going to review a pale ale from Stone Cow Brewery, and the game will be Dark Souls 3. Now this particular, the Stone Cow Pale Ale from Stone Cow Brewery is pretty much brand new. The brewery has just opened up a couple weekends ago, had their grand opening, and they decided to tackle a few pale ale, stouts, and IPA. I decided to review the APA, the American Pale Ale. Now, pale ales have been around since about the 1700s or so, with the American Pale Ale not coming into existence until about 1980 when the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company made their first American Pale Ale. Now, pale ales are known for their lighter color due to the lighter colored malts they use. They typically also have more of a bitter taste than some of the other beers. Now, it's hard to tell the difference between a APA and an IPA, but typically the IPAs, or India Pale Ales, have more hops in them and are typically stronger beers. Now, this one's pretty good. I wouldn't rank it amongst the best pale ale, but it certainly is a very decent beer. It's pretty tasty. It's nice and refreshing, a little bit on the bitter side, which I do like. I also do like some sweeter beers, but they did a very good job. It's a local brewery right in Barre, Massachusetts. Brand new. Open about Thursday through Sunday currently, but they're still trying to get the feel of their hours. Let's see, if you're ever in the area, go ahead and check them out. Now let's check out my my attempt to play a really hard game, Dark Souls 3, and see how badly I've been murdered. Alright, let's take a look at that footage. Welcome to Dark Souls 3, the fourth and capstone game in the series. It was developed by From Software, the same group that made Kingsfield series, which is a very difficult game, and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Now, this game was one of the most successful games for the company ever, selling almost 3 million copies in like a couple months. And it's only been out since March. The game is phenomenal. It's a action RPG set in the third-person perspective, and the gameplay is much more fluid than the previous versions. The series started off with, of course, Demon Souls, then went on to Dark Souls 2, and now Dark Souls 3. The gameplay is very reminiscent of Dark Souls 2, which is a great thing, but the controls, the fluidity, the attacks, everything has been polished and a lot more fluid and smooth. The magic system is a throwback to Demon Souls, returning to the Force Points, which I'm a fan of. I like the magic system in Demon Souls, so I was very happy that they did a throwback to that. Now, the gameplay is phenomenal. The storyline starts off, and you basically are the Ashen One. You're rose from the dead, and now your goal is to bring back Prince Lothric and the Lords of Cinder to fulfill their mission. Basically, in the Kingdom of Lothric, you're in a age of fire, which is like a golden age or an age where life is decent. Once that age ends, you enter the age of darkness, where basically the undead revive, come back to life, demons on earth, basically hell. So to prevent that, when the bell tolls, which it has, the Lords of Cinder, all the previous heroes and leaders of Lothric, sacrifice the souls and rekindle the flame in this ritual of flame, and everything returns to being good. Only this time, all the lords, and instead of doing their duty, Prince Lothric and all the Lords of Cinder just said, screw it, left, not doing it. They just up and left, said screw it. Not going to happen. So your job as the Ashen One is to go around, find them, kick their butts, and drag them back and make them fulfill their duty and sacrifice themselves to rekindle the flame so we can continue this golden age or age of fire. It's a very hard game, which I'm happy about, but that's kind of the hallmark of From Software. They prefer to really make hard games that challenge players, which is phenomenal. So many games have gotten a little bit too on the easy side, or you can tone it down so everybody can play it and get through it, but this is definitely a hallmark to the old school when we made it challenging. The game has really polished up any of the weaknesses of the series and really played off the strengths, so it's a great final game. The Game is a raving success, like I said, across Japan, North America, and Europe, being one of the best games for Namco ever. And I would highly recommend it, especially for anybody that's a fan of the action RPG series. I would highly recommend this one. It's phenomenal. Or, of course, if you have the chance, I would say pick up every one in the series. It's a fantastic series. The enemies, I'd beware. The enemies, even not just bosses, but even plain enemies can kick your ass in this game. It's very hard. You can beat a few easy ones, say, yeah, I got the hang of this. Not even no boss yet, different enemy, and you're dead. It happens to me a lot in this game. Now, with the graphics have been a big improvement too. I mean, the very crisp, very clean, phenomenal environments to run through. And there's, of course, bonfires, basically your checkpoints and save points, which is very familiar if you've played the series. And if you haven't, you can pick it up and play it as a standalone game too. You're not going to be lost, which is fantastic. I really love this one. I'd recommend checking it out. Alright, well that was fun. We checked out a really good microbrewery. Stone Cow Brewery, local to me. Pretty decent. I would recommend going there. The food is very expensive, good but very expensive. They have ice cream nearby, that's very good. So overall, a good place to go for beer and ice cream, but the food, a little on the pricey side. And of course, Dark Souls 3, excellent game. Just remember, all you need is good beer and good games. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit like at the bottom. If you have any comments, please feel free. I enjoy constructive criticism. I want to make these videos even better every day. So y'all have a good one, and good night.